It threatens the stability of the Horn of Africa and freedom of navigation in the Red Sea. Al-Shabaab collaborates with the Iran-backed Houthis. The Houthis launched hundreds of missiles and drones at Israel since October 7. Just yesterday, they hit near our airport with a missile. They are a threat to Israel, Africa, and the international community. Israel will respond.
We believe that there is an immense potential to expand our cooperation further, both in the economic and security fields. Terrorism is a threat both to Israel and Ethiopia, as well as the global community. So our continued and strengthened cooperation in this sector is very important to counter terrorism in the Horn of Africa and in the Middle East.
Well, as the IDF continues an offensive blitz against terror groups across the region, one place Israel spent months striking in the aftermath of the fall of the dictator Bashar al-Assad is Syria. Despite the new regime led by HTS under al-Jolani, already there have been massacres against ethnic and religious minorities in Syria as the nation faces more instability. Joining us to discuss these current events in Syria is Lebanese-Syrian activist Rowan Osman. Rowan, thank you so much for joining us today. It's a pleasure to have you on. Now, we've seen the IDF carry out these massive strikes in Syria, targeting any and pretty much all weapons or threats to the safety of Israel. But do al-Jolani and the affiliated jihadist groups have their sights set on Israel next?
Thanks, Emily. It's nice to see you. Unfortunately, the situation in Syria is extremely concerning. I have family in Damascus, and I was really happy to see Bashar al-Assad finally overthrown, because he is a monster. I wanted to believe at the beginning that whatever the rebels were up to was coordinated with the Israelis, or at least that they were aware that they have to be taking care of their own people because the world let the Syrian people down. Nobody's coming for your rescue. And now we are surprised to see what started with the Kurds at the beginning in the north, continued in Hama Homs against Sunnis and Christians. On the Syrian coast, we've seen something similar to October 7th happening to the Alawites. And now recently, what the Druze are facing in the south is unbelievable. I commend the courage of those who openly asked Israel for help. And I commend even more the Israelis for responding positively, for even treating some of the wounded. I do have to say that I've seen tens, if not hundreds of videos of jihadists who are vowing to come and liberate Al-Quds next. People chanting Khaybar, Khaybar, O Jews, the army of Muhammad started returning, which is a trend, a twist in the slogan that was popularized by Sheikh Ahmad Yassin towards the beginning of the first Intifada. This twist of the army of Muhammad began or started returning was made by Yusuf al-Qaradawi, who was considered even by his own country, Egypt, a terrorist and exiled, and hosted, of course, in Doha.
I want to ask you about the Druze in Syria that you mentioned. I mean, Israel has gotten involved, as you mentioned, supporting them, supplying them, giving medical aid, and striking jihadists in the area. Why is it in Israel's interest, or is it, to defend these Druze communities? And do you think Israel should be doing more to defend some of these minority groups who are facing such tremendous persecution in the region?
I watched the responses of some Israelis when the Alawites were screaming help. And they said, I will never forget how the Alawites treated my father or my brother or my husband in the wars we had between Syria and Israel. But when it comes to the Druze, this tie, this bond between the Druze communities and the Jews started prior to Israel existing. The Druze were wise enough to understand that the Zionist organizations are coordinating and they would never kill one another. They observed the problems the Arabs were going through internally in the British Mandate of Palestine, and they bet on the right horse Today, you have many officers, you have many Druze families in Israel who are sending their children to Gaza and to Lebanon to fight. They are loyal to this country, they're proud of their Israeli identity, and they have a religious obligation towards their Druze brethren wherever they are in the region. So it is the minimum expected that Israel will respond and they will go and save their brothers. Surprisingly, Emily, what is extremely disappointing is Jumblat, who is one of the biggest Druze leaders in Lebanon. He is condemning the Israeli intervention. A lot of crazy so-called experts in the Arab world, in the Arab media, are blaming Israel for what's happening to the Druze because they are intervening and meddling in what's happening, dismissing all the concerns of the minorities, which is something undeniable. We already have at least hundreds of documented videos of what the jihadists are committing against the Druze and the Christians and the secular Muslims, etc.
Well, let's hope that the international community does step up beyond just the state of Israel and what they've done so far to protect the Druze. Unfortunately, we are out of time, but I want to thank you, Erwan, for joining us today and shedding some important insight on what's going on inside of Syria. We'll be sure to have you on again. Thank you.
Thank you.
At one Tel Aviv engineering college, students are doing much more than hitting the books. From building rockets and electric cars, they're turning theory into real-world impact through student-led clubs, one project at a time. ILTV's Devo Klein has more.
At Afeka Academic College of Engineering in Tel Aviv, students aren't just sitting in classrooms. They're building, leading, and creating both in and outside of the classroom. Among the opportunities are student clubs that bring learning to life through hands-on projects.
We wanted to allow students to do what they're learning in class practically, like hands-on.
Kimberly Edry founded the Electrical Engineering Club at Afeka. She's one of many students leading extracurricular initiatives that are transforming campus life.
It started with something that I call the joy of learning. I want the student to enjoy the process of learning.
Afeka President Professor Ami Moyal says the college now invites students each year to pitch club ideas that combine their personal passions with engineering.
They are coming here to receive their degrees, but there are other aspects that interest them. So, out of passion and curiosity, they are establishing clubs.
That support is driving a new energy on campus and shaping students for the real world.
Extracurricular activity can give an answer to things we cannot do in the curriculum.
OFEC Centers for Skills Development emphasizes not just engineering and education, but developing well-rounded engineers. The program encourages students to apply theory and build soft skills like multidisciplinary teamwork, independence, effective communication, and resilience.
They learn how to fail and go again and try again, which is something very important for engineers.
That resilience shaped recent graduate Rim Ganim. She started Afeka Space Club and grew it from a few dozen to over 200 students.
I want to send my own ideas to space. That's what I want to do in life. I want to do it to help people here on Earth. We have engineers to make this world a better place.
At Afeka, education doesn't stop at the classroom door. It launches students toward a future they're designing themselves.
And now in some sports news, Israeli Olympic judo medalist Oren Smadja caused big waves in the world of Israeli judo when he announced he was resigning from his role as the national team coach after 15 years in the position. ILTV's Devo Klein has all the details.
After a successful run at the 2024 Paris Olympics, where Israeli judo secured 2 silver and 1 bronze medal, the national team coach and Olympic medalist himself, Oren Smadja, announced that he was retiring from his position, which he held for 15 years. Smadja cited internal conflicts with senior officials at the Israeli Judo Association as the primary reason for his departure. On a post to social media, Smadja said he resigns with, quote, a heavy heart. In the post to his Instagram story, Smadja also reflected on his journey with the Israeli Olympic team. winning a bronze medal at the 1992 Olympics and later coaching some of Israel's most successful judokas. Throughout his tenure, Smadja led the team to unprecedented achievements, making his departure a great loss for the Israeli judoka community.
ILTV is proud to feature Blessed by Israel, a company that partners with small business owners and families in Judea and Samaria. Each product reflects a deep connection to the land and is crafted with care, purpose, and authenticity. When you choose these products, you're helping support those working hard to build a future in Israel's heartland. Let's take a closer look at Blessed by Israel and the meaningful work they're doing.
As the world moves to boycott Israel, the people working to restore life to the biblical heartland face daily challenges. Blessed by Israel offers a simple way to support these efforts by bringing unique and beautiful products from Judea and Samaria directly to you. From the hilltops of God's land to your home, you can find exceptional items crafted by families and small businesses in the heart of Israel. With U.S.-based warehouses, Blessed by Israel ensures affordable prices and fast delivery. Choose from a range of products, including skincare, artisan flowers and foods, olive oil, tahini, honey, and much more. There are many great options for giving wonderful gifts to your loved ones. Visit blessedbyisrael.com to explore these products and discover the inspiring stories behind them. Scan the QR code on your screen to take part in fulfilling God's prophecies.
And now let's take a look at the weather forecast. Partly cloudy skies and showers are expected around most of the country tonight, with temperatures reaching lows of 16 degrees Celsius or 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Then tomorrow we'll see clear skies alongside hot temperatures, seeing highs of 28 degrees Celsius or 82 degrees Fahrenheit. That's a wrap for today's news. For the latest updates from Israel on all your devices, be sure to follow our ILTV channels, subscribe to our newsletter, and explore our website, iltv.tv. Stay informed with the latest news straight from the heart of Israel. I'm Emily Schrader. Be well, and thank you for watching.
Experience the power of truth with ILTV News. If you're looking for quality content and captivating visuals, join our news community and become an integral part of our team as we embark on a mission to unveil the real Israel, dismantling the web of lies and misinformation that surround reporting on Israel. By subscribing to ILTV News, you will not only have access to the latest updates, but you will also amplify our message, creating a ripple effect that carries the truth far and wide. Subscribe today and help reshape the narrative. Available on the web, Android, and Apple.